What up, everybody? It's Bad Dog. I want to talk about the Janoris Jenkins situation. I'm going to try not to get too riled up over this. And I know this is a sensitive issue with a lot of people, so I'll do my best to not ruffle people up with this video. I'm just going to tell you why I think the way I do. Now, one thing that kind of irks me, and it hasn't been many people, but there's a couple people that come on here and tell me I'm wrong. Bad Dog, you're wrong. No, our opinions are different. That doesn't make my opinion wrong. Okay? Just like your opinion, I'm not telling you you're wrong because you disagree with me. When somebody says you're wrong about your opinion, you're acting like you're higher than somebody else, like you're better than them because they don't agree with you. So you're better than them. I'm going to take the high road. I'm better than them. It's kind of what makes me mad about the whole Janoris Jenkins situation. Is so many people, to me, overreact about a word on Twitter, and they're acting like they're better than Janoris Jenkins. They're acting like, and let me put this out there right now. I don't like Janoris Jenkins. You all know that. I don't. So this to me is much more than Janoris Jenkins. I'm just saying in general. People, when they react the way they do to stuff like this, act like they've never made a mistake, never been impulsive, never reacted and done something stupid or said something stupid without thinking about it. That's what he did. And that's what he did. Okay? The Giants waived this guy a day after this happened. Waived him. We had a kicker on this team that beat his wife, and they kept him on this team until he beat her again. Okay? I met Josh Brown. I've told this story a bunch of times. I met him at a charity event. The guy talked about that whole situation with his wife, said he was a changed man because he found the Lord and then beat her again, okay? That's a felony. Different story. That's serious. A word on Twitter is not a crime. It's insensitive. It's stupid. He shouldn't have said it. But at the end of the day, I feel people make too big of a deal over this. Too big of a deal. He didn't say it to a kid. He didn't swear at him. He didn't use a racial slur. He used a stupid word. People want to get all bent out of shape over it. Maybe I grew up in a different era. I got different problems. Okay, to me, you know, I go to work every day. I collect a check. I pay my bills. I pay for the roof over our heads. You know, my wife and I pay for our clothes, our food. I'm trying to give my son the best life I can possibly. I'm trying to give my son everything that I never had in life. I work my ass off to try to make my son's life better. It's not about me anymore. It's about my son. Okay, so I just look at things differently. Okay, the guy said something to Janoris Jenkins. He responded with an insensitive remark. But the way people act is like Janoris Jenkins shot somebody. We have terrorist threats in this country. We have people shooting up schools in this country. We have serious issues. I'm not going to get all political on this because I hate politics, okay? But my point is there's much more serious things in life than a stupid word on Twitter. I just don't understand the outcry over this. It's because, I guess, again, we just think differently. So you can say you're wrong, but I am not wrong. It's just how I think. I'm wired differently than some people. Just like people that say, oh, he's a terrible person on this and whatever. They want to disagree with me. I'm not going to sit there and go, you're wrong for your opinion. It's just different than mine. It's just different than mine. I don't like the way the Giants handle the situation. And quite frankly, they should have got rid of Janoris Jenkins years ago. Should have. They know what kind of person he was. He's been here for 4 years. This isn't somebody they just picked up off of waivers and they've had this problem. To the best of my knowledge, and I haven't been on Twitter long, maybe he's done this before, but to the best of my knowledge, Janoris Jenkins does not respond like this to everybody that criticizes him. Maybe he has. Maybe this is a pattern of behavior that I'm missing. Okay? But, you know, to me, I just don't, I know it's stupid, and I'm not saying what he said was right, and I'm not condoning his behavior, but I don't understand why it's such a big deal. I just don't. Looking at the real world problems, you know, and again, looking what I have to look at, looking at my own responsibilities in this life, knowing that if I screw up, it hurts me and my family, knowing that if I lose my job, I don't go running to my parents and say, help me out. Like, that's just not me. I have other things to worry about. So I guess something so trivial from a guy that I don't know, that I'll never meet, that has no bearing on my life doesn't matter to me. I guess that's why I think the way I do on it. But again, the Giants are a bad organization. People can say this made them look bad. They already look bad. They already look like a foolish organization. They have for years. This is just like an exclamation point of the icing on the cake, whatever you want to call it. And the other thing is, I had somebody say to me, oh, kids look up to these athletes. Well, that is the parents' problem. Parents should be a child's role model, not an athlete. They can emulate the athlete. They can want to be like the athlete, but they should never emulate their behavior or look up to them as a role model. That's something a parent's supposed to do to their child. Parent is the one that has to teach their children how to be adults, how to be responsible, how to show respect. That's a parent's job, not an athlete's job. Charles Barkley said that years ago, I'm not a role model, and he was absolutely right. Okay, they do dumb things. They are human beings. Yes, they make a ton of money. Yes, they're famous. Yes, people know who they are. Yes, they have microphones in their face every day. We don't have that in everyday life at our jobs. They're under an enormous amount of pressure. They are under the microscope. They deal with a lot of stressful things that we don't deal with as regular people in this world. We don't know what's going through their mind. But for some reason, because they make all this money, we don't even try to consider what they may be going through. Janoris Jenkins had his brother shot last year. You know, I mean, that's obviously a much bigger deal than a word to me. I'm just going to leave it at that, guys. I'm not going to go on forever. It's Bad Dog, and I'm out. Peace!